As Jeff Dahl directs the Keokuk Chiefs, he can draw from some amazing coaching experience, including the ultimate high school experience back in 1997 when he won an Illinois high school state championship at Warsaw High School. Of course, that's what he wants here at Keokuk as well. And his process is something special. It begins with his faith in Jesus Christ, and he shows great courage as he incorporates that into his team.
We have a lot of potential. We have a lot of really good athletes and some good size. So we have potential if we play together to be really well, play really well.
What's it take, this time of the year especially, as teams find themselves, understand maybe the intangibles are just as important, I guess, right?
Like right now we're getting everything that we do, like offensively, defensively. We had an idea we want to do. Now we're fine-tuning it to fit our team. It's always different than you think it is when you start the year. So as the year goes on, you always adjust. So we're in an adjusting phase and implementing things that we need to do in the future.
What is the appeal of coaching for you? You've been at it for a long time, and you see different faces every year. Is that kind of part of the dynamic there?
Yeah, athletics has been really good to me. Everything that what I've accomplished has been through relationships in athletics. It's been through people I've met. It's been through what you learn as a coach and as a player, like how to work harder than you think you can, how to work with people, that kind of thing. And the funnest thing about coaching is to make a team better than it should be. That's my goal, because to me, when all of a sudden the light goes on and they're better than they should be, and it's the greatest feeling, so all of a sudden they realize we work together, we could be really good, and we can defy all odds, basically.
What are some great ways to grow those relationships so they want to be coached, so that they are approachable and willing to take praise and criticism, I guess?
The biggest thing nowadays, and kids have changed over the years, the biggest thing nowadays is to be able to say, hey, I have a relationship with you, you respect me, and then when it gets time where it's going to be tough, they're going to trust your judgment. They're going to do what you say because they know you're not going to do anything to hurt them. And sometimes it feels like it's hurting them, but it's really not. It's growing them. So they have to trust you through that phase.
And how about your faith? Where does that fit? Did you find yourself on your knees for these guys and stuff?
Yes.
Too,
just the other day, I walked through the locker room and I just prayed for each kid when I was going around. And really, the year we won the state championship in Illinois, the biggest thing we did, is I decided, my leadership on our team is going to be biblically based. We're going to lead how the Bible says to, because then you can't lose. You're going to win. So we kind of used the analogy actually in our preseason talk and stuff about Moses and the Israelites wandering in the wilderness with no leadership, nothing to guide them. So then we went from there to saying, hey, they got out of there and they accomplished what they're supposed to because they followed the right people and the right things. So that year we won the state championship in '97. It was because we decided to lead that way on our team, just biblically based, because it just isn't wrong. It's always right.
Having that team companionship and being friends outside of the sport is a huge part of it. I think you play better with guys that you trust, and having that trust is, part of being, building friendships with everyone. And I think that's a huge part of being successful.
Well, that's the thing. You look around and there's some great talent too. So the pieces are in place, right? I bet you're eager to see what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be exciting. We got a lot of athletes. Guys that bring a lot of energy to the team, and I think we got a good shot at making it a long ways.
What's it like for you guys, like in Iowa, you play, and then you get 2 weeks off? You scrimmage and stuff too. Is that hard on guys? You try to get that momentum going, then you kind of shut it down?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be important for us when we do get these 2 weeks off. We're going to have to stay in shape because, that's a huge part of basketball, being in shape, and I think it's just important that we keep playing with the time off that we have and we don't take breaks,
Where does the love of the game fit into that? Is that something that, you guys are all a bunch of gym rats, that's what you want?
Yeah,
right?
Basically, we all enjoy it, that's why we do it, so definitely we need to keep playing.
As far as X's and O's and execution, I'm looking, there's a big fella right there who's obviously pulling down a lot of rebounds too. What has to grow up if you're going to be the kind of, state caliber team you want to be, I guess?
I think performing under pressure. We have all the athletes, all the tools. We need to be successful. We got to do it under pressure. We've had some close games this year already that we've lost, I think, because of composure. And I think just that goes along with building the trust and the friendship and having those people to bring you up, I think that helps definitely with pressure.
Athletes and coaches are always looking for that edge. And Jeff Dahl has a very welcome sixth man on his squad. One of the youth pastors here in town, Chris Sanchez, is the Keokuk High School FCA huddle coach, and he is plugged in with strong relationships as he presents the gospel of Jesus Christ.
We all know that in schools there's so many problems, there's so much going on, and for athletes, you know, we look at athletes as if they're the gladiators of the school, they have everything together, but most schools that don't have this FCA program or Bible study type deal, the athletes are left unattended because in that stereotype is we have everything together. And so my goal for this FCA here in the Keokuk High School is to really see teens just expand not only in their character and integrity on who they are on the court, but also who they are off the court, and to learn and to understand who Christ is in them, and also what they can do once they understand that Christ is in them.
I didn't know Chris very well before this started. He's a great guy. We've had a great time trying to plan things, get things done, and sharing faith with each other. That's been it's been a big boost to me, because I always been in my heart, if I can't honor God with coaching and what I do, then it's worthless. So this is hopefully one other way that we can get the Word of God out to people by the example of how I lead on the court and off the court. And I know that we can't really talk about it as much as you'd want to sometimes, but my life has to show it. And that's hard sometimes when you're coaching, because it's an emotional thing and everybody is, it's a little crazy. But fact is that if we can honor God, and we admit we make mistakes sometimes with the guys, then it's real, you know. So that's been my goal. That's been my big push, lately, that's why I need to do it. There's no other reason.
About 2 years ago, my brother was a senior, and they sort of did stuff with it, and they would pray and stuff, and then last year we didn't do anything. And then I just started thinking about that. I was like, wow, that's not good. And then Chris came along. He's so likable, and he teaches short little lessons, which is great to keep our attention for that time. And it's just great for the program to get to hear that, even if they don't believe it, just to hear it.
What is your hope for your teammates and maybe your classmates, some guys who just don't get it, they don't understand the personal relationship with Christ end of things, I guess?
Well, it's like eventually it'll drill through their head, I think. But if they just keep listening to it, it's hard not to like it and believe it.
Well, you know, our command is to love God and to love others. Are you loving your guys a little bit more? Do you feel like, you view your teammates a little bit differently because of your faith?
Yeah, definitely. I used to think all of them as they're cool, and they do cool stuff, and now I think, wow, how could I help this guy? How could I help this guy? And just trying to help everybody out with it.
Sometimes when you're coaching, it can be lonely. It can be a really lonely thing, because you win, everyone's happy, but if you lose, it's kind of like you're out there. So when you have somebody behind your back praying for you and trying to help you develop things that'll help the kids, it's okay then, it's all right. And it's fun to know that there's people behind your back. And what I'm finding out is the more I talk to people about it, the more people want to be involved in it. So it's not like they know that's what we need in our community, and our athletes need it. But it's a matter of somebody doing it.
Since I've been with FCA and just coming into schools, it was before that with relationships. I didn't just come in and say, hey, I'm a hothead, listen to me, you need Jesus. But it was caring about who they are off the court. It was about caring about their school, about their family. It was getting those relationships before FCA ever came. And once FCA came, it created an avenue for these kids to say, hey, I respect this guy. This guy really does have something to say. And not only that, but they see me at the store. They see who I am. And I don't come to them with a three-piece suit and a Bible, reading the King James Version and saying I'm better than you. But it's more the fact of me relating to them, speaking their language, being with them and understanding them, talking them basketball, talking football. And I think when they understand that you're not there as this God policing force, that they see that you're there as a mentor, as a friend, that's someone that cares for them, that's when they start opening up. And for anybody that's saying, hey, I want to be an FCA, or is this for me, or I'm kind of a little intimidated, these athletes, they have it all, you shouldn't be, because they're people. And as long as you create relationships, you go to their lunches, you go to these games, you go and you walk the halls and you give them a high five and a handshake or whatever it is. At the store, you give them say, hey, you're a great person or a great job this Friday. It makes them feel important, and that's really what this generation wants. And anybody that follows those tools and those steps, I believe, will be successful in FCA.
Have you seen some fruit, God's principles at work because of the relationships you have? And you had some touches with the football team too, right?
Yes. I was able to get in the football team pretty quickly, and I did. I saw teens. They were just from the moment that I stepped in and I shared my heart and I shared what Christ is as an athlete and different principles. Their hearts started to open up and they started asking questions. Well, what is this Jesus? I've heard of this name or this and that, and it's caused deeper questions that have caused them to either one, accept Jesus Christ in their heart, or if they were already saved, it caused them to reach out to another person. So it's been an amazing just experience seeing these kids really taking the message of Jesus Christ and take it to their school. And with athletes, the cool thing about them and having Jesus Christ in their heart is they're not afraid to tell their friends.